Here's an aspect of breakups that people really don't talk about on the internet, but I know for a fact people have to relate with this. Like, maybe not everybody, but I know that there are a lot of people like me that probably relate. And that is the sexual aspect of the relationship and how that bleeds into the breakup. And I feel like this is especially true if you've been with a narcissistic partner or an avoidant, because the breakups are discards. And so you don't really have a resolute last goodbye. You don't get to kind of embrace that person one last time or feel like there was some type of conclusion where you got to really savor that person and end it in a mutual way. It's just kind of like they vanish from your life. And for someone like me who has always, like been a sexual person, that's a big part of my relationships. It's important to me. I've always had like good sex lives with all my partners, and that was true with my avoidant partner. Like it was great. Like and I know it was great for him too. And I'm the type of person where, like, when I'm with someone, like, that's the only person I see in the entire world. Like, I become totally obsessed with my partner. Like, I don't find anybody else hot. Like, I'm not looking at anybody else. I'm not thinking about anybody else. Like, that's my person. I find them totally sexually fulfilling. I don't need other people, like, that's just how I am. And when I become like sexually involved with my partner, like there's that oxytocin bond that is created, there's an actual bond. Like your body is like becoming bonded to this person's body, and when that is like abruptly cut off and you have to go into this like period of grieving, what was also really hard for me was like the sexual aspect of that, because at least for me, like my body still gets feelings that come up, like like sexual feelings still come up. I'm still a fucking human, and so when that would happen, it would be centered around my ex. It would be centered around like fantasizing about him or feelings about him. And I don't know if any of you are like me in this particular way, but like I have been the type of person that will like sexualize my trauma. It's like a trauma response, like hypersexuality or something. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but this happened to me really intensely with my narcissistic ex, and then also with the avoidant, where the pain became part of like sexual desire almost. And I found that to be a huge struggle, because in those times where I was feeling that way, like it was just really weird and lonely, and there was no way to satiate the feeling, because all you want is to be with that person. And like you feel like I would give anything to be with this person right now, just to have them in the physical sense, like just to satiate this feeling that I'm having. Like I don't need them to stay. I don't need them to be with me in a relationship. I just want them in this way right now, and then they can leave. I don't care, And I think that is like some type of like dopamine withdrawal or something, I don't know. But I found that to be a really hard aspect of the beginning of the breakup. And it's gotten way better. I don't really have those feelings so much anymore. If anything, I feel like my sexuality has been turned down quite a bit, where like I'm not really having many of those feelings coming up for me, because I think I just kind of shut it off right now. Like I just have to, in order to kind of get by at this point in my life. And I know that won't last forever, but I feel like just for now I've had to kind of do that. But in the beginning it was so hard. There were certain times where like I wanted him so fucking bad. I can't even explain it to you. Like just him, nobody else. I don't want to be with somebody else. I just want to be with him. Everything that he does is the way I want it and like it. And just having him one last time, that's like all I could think about, And I think that's just a really hard aspect of it that people don't talk about. And I think it's real. And if anything I can say about it, that it does get better, It's gotten way, way, way better for me, for sure. It was really hard in those first few months. Really, really confusing and weird. There were times where I felt like such a fucking loser. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I am such a loser. But it's gotten better. And I know that someday I will have another like fulfilling relationship and fulfilling sexual relationship, and that'll be fine. But I don't know, I just wanted to validate this for people who might be going through this, because this is a real feeling. Your body and mind becomes like bonded to this person, and that doesn't just go away just because they left. People are still sexual beings. You still get those feelings coming up, and it's totally valid and it's totally normal, and there's nothing wrong with you, and you're not a loser.